Linda Miller has spent over 40 years of her life dedicated to the advancement of the bearings industry and our essential relationships between distributors and manufacturers. Over 20 of those years, half of her lifelong career with B&D Industrial, are invested in her unwavering and enthusiastic involvement with BSA. Linda served as president of the association in 2012. Prior to her presidency, she was BSA's first vice president. For 4 years, she served as chair of the Information and Technology Committee, positioning BSA at the forefront of automation. During her decades of involvement, she has served on numerous committees, councils, and task forces, representing the membership of the association with her dedication as a can-do leader and mentor in every one of her roles and convention responsibilities. In 1975, Linda arrived at B&D Industrial. Her resume was limited, but founder John D. Nations was known for his spirit of seeing the innovation in others and trusting them to get the job done.
Mr. Nations offered me a typing position, and I didn't know how to type. So I was early 20s, and he was probably 40, so I'm thinking he must be old and hard of hearing. So when he said, "When can you start the job?" I said, "I'm sorry, I don't know how to type." And he looked down and he looked back up and he said, "When can you start the job?" So I'm thinking again, he's hard of hearing. So I lean over the desk and I said, "I'm sorry, I don't know how to type." And he looks down again, he looks back up and he said, "When can you start the job?" So I'm getting up, leaning over the desk saying, when I thought he definitely needed to hear me, "I don't know how to type." He started smiling and he said, "Linda, can you hunt and peck?" I said, "Yes, sir, I can." He said, "When can you start the job?" So I started 2 weeks after that.
Linda joined the B&D workforce arriving around the same time as the first computer. A curious learner, she was soon sent to training at IBM and became the second programmer at the company. It was a rare role for a woman at the time, as well as an industry that was moving into new technology.
Linda has brought to B&D and brought to the industry just a good example of leadership. She is a woman, which makes it unusual for this industry, especially 40-something years ago. I think from day one she exhibited a lot of those traits that are good leadership traits. If I could think of 3 words to describe Linda, I think the 3 I would pick would be smart, because that was an early impression of her. It's a sharp mind. Generous, because she's always been extremely generous with her time. And kind, because she does care about people. That comes across, and I think people are comfortable confiding with her and seeking her help.
Linda arrived in Macon, Georgia from Jackson, Mississippi. Prior to joining B&D, she worked as a dispatcher at a trucking company. Although she had worn many hats, she would begin a career that added many more and create a modern success story of a professional life well lived in the B&D Industrial family.
This company has been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. The way my mom has always appreciated and talked about the Nations family and this company, it's made it feel like home. This wasn't an industry with a lot of female, power people. Opportunities don't always open for people, but they did open one for her, but she made the most of it. I can't imagine how challenging that is, but the way she sees the world, I almost don't even know if she was aware of it. Maybe from the outside in, there were people that kind of looked at her and thought she didn't belong, but I doubt she ever noticed. She didn't allow those challenges to distract her. She had a job to do, she had things to get done, and it's a singular focus to be a good person, to get things done and keep things moving.
For 20 years, she led human resources, overseeing a growing workforce, 3 operating divisions, and 32 locations across the U.S. This also included transitioning into an employee stock ownership plan.
Linda's had a huge impact on this industry. She's able to bring a wealth of knowledge to any discussion. I've had the pleasure of just sitting back and learning a lot from her over the years, and I think she's been able to contribute greatly to our industry as a whole and obviously to the growth of B&D. I really knew nothing about our industry. Even though I had grown up around the business, I had never understood what my dad did and what B&D was. So she was instantly a mentor to me, just to see how involved she had gotten in the industry and the associations, and how she had really taken a leadership role in our company. And she taught me really how to value our people and value what we do, and to understand the significance of what we do here.
Today, Linda is the Vice President of Information Technologies and is set to retire this year. She leaves a legacy of continued collaboration and 40 years of holding herself to the highest professional standards while never losing her personal charm.
The compassion that she has shown to so many different people in this company speaks well for her character and her caring about all the employees. When we have some of our training or some of our meetings and bring in a lot of people in, you want them to be engaged. And what she was so good at, she would come in the room unannounced and say, okay, everybody stand up, and we'd have to sing along with her on whatever song that she picked to sing, and just brought a lot of joy to the room. She spent her entire career working for an industry that's not the most glamorous in the world, and she has made it glamorous in her own special way.
Well, I believe Linda is very deserving of this industry award because of the time and effort she puts into everything she does with this company and with the BSA. And she's a very good person to work for, possibly one of the smartest people I've ever met.
Industry leader, Executive Vice President, past President, winner of the prestigious John D. Nations Award, and the Power Transmission Distributors Association's Wendy B. McDonald Award. As a leading woman in the industry, Linda is also a mother, grandmother, accomplished pianist, world traveler, real estate entrepreneur, and thrill seeker. When it comes to the support of the industry, its relationships, and the company that created her career success, Linda is both the bearing and the drive.
My dad was actually the one that hired Linda to work at B&D. Probably one of the last people he personally hired. He was always good at finding good people, and he certainly did that job with Linda. I think when Linda gets this award, she will be surprised, shocked, probably get a little emotional, but I don't know of anybody that deserves it more than her.
Here's to a lifetime of achievement that appreciates Linda Miller's impact on not just one company, but the generations of people who are a testament to the heart and soul of our industry.
Congratulations on retiring after an amazing career, being an amazing role model for everybody and touching lives. I couldn't be happier for you, couldn't be prouder of you. I think you've been an amazing mother, an amazing professional, and I know you've made the world a better place. We love you, Mimi.
Wow, what a joy it was, Linda, to hear that you won this year's BSA's Lifetime Achievement Award. You've dedicated your work life to this industry and made it a better place for many of us. I want to personally thank you for all the time that you've dedicated to me to help me in this industry. And I can't think of anyone else that's well deserving of this year's BSA Lifetime Achievement Award.
Congratulations, Linda. Nobody is more deserving of BSA's Lifetime Achievement Award. For as long as I've known you, you have always exhibited the qualities that make a successful leader: a great sense of humor, intellectual prowess, respect for others, and hard work. One of my first memories of you centers around blonde jokes. At just the appropriate time, you would have a new blonde joke to share. In addition to the humor, it also let people know you could laugh at yourself and made them feel comfortable. One of your most important qualities is respect of others. You are a good listener who truly cares. Your passion to introduce young people to our industry is contagious. Thank you, Linda, for giving so much of yourself for all of us and this industry.
Linda, I can't think of anyone more deserving of this recognition than you. You've been a key part of BSA leadership for so many years. You've dedicated your time, your talent, and your passion for our industry. I've always admired your commitment, but most of all, I admired your wisdom. You have a unique ability to balance strategic vision with common sense and practical application. I've always respected your opinion, and I really have valued our professional friendship. I know that BSA is a better organization because of your involvement and your leadership. We'll miss you. Congratulations, Linda.
Congratulations, Linda, on the BSA Lifetime Achievement Award. For many years, your input has been crucial to the success of BSA. B&D Industrial and BSA have both benefited greatly from your dedication and hard work. I remember all the committee meetings where it seemed like you and I were the only voice for independent distribution at BSA. From being committee chair to president of BSA, we couldn't have done it without you. It's been a pleasure working with you and getting to know you all these years. Thank you for all you've done. Congratulations, Linda.